Hey, good Sunday afternoon. This is Mike Bowen, USA Triathlon Rules Ambassador for the Southeast region. And first off, let me ask you a question. Are you a human being? I hope so. All right. Once again, there's a good rhetorical question. Because you are a human being, it is easy to say that I, as a triathlon official, also a human being, and we are prone to make mistakes. So I want to talk a little bit about the process of how penalties are written on course and what safeguards you have as a USAT athlete have during the process of an event, from the point where a violation is observed to the point when the violation report goes with all the results to USAT. Okay, so let's start off with this. USAT officials are charged to maintain the rules and uphold the rules, and we write penalties based on what we observe. Okay, so if I'm in the transition area and I see that someone's gear is out of place, I observe that infraction. I say that it violates competition rule 7.2, placement of equipment. I take notes. I might even take a picture. Then I'll write later on before the end of the race, I will write a violation report. I have to provide a certain number of identifiers. The rules basically say 3 of them, and my observation. If I'm on the bicycle course and I see an athlete violating a position penalty, the USAT 5.10 rules, I observe the infraction, I take the notes. I observe the activity, I write down what I see, and I provide specific identifiers. And it can be, one of the identifiers is going to be the number of the athlete who has violated the rule. On the bike course, it will probably be the make and color of the bicycle, or the color of the athlete's helmet, or the athlete's kit, something that describes them enough so that the head referee can say that you're the person who is seen doing this. All right. So when we sit down with a debrief with the head referee, he or she, in some cases, will take a look at these violation reports, and they will either verify that the penalty will be assessed, or they will deny the penalty being assessed. If the head referee pretty much acts as an advocate of sorts for the athlete, they're that that last resort between the red polo assistant official and that violation being written. Now, if you're at a race where there's only a head referee, zebra stripe, I'm going to say pretty much that's all she wrote. You're probably going to get the penalty. Okay, so head penalty writes a penalty report. Says here's the number of the people who had rule violations, and the rules that was specific, and the amount of time penalized or disqualification in some cases. That penalty report goes to the timer and the race director to confirm and to adjust any sort of results. And eventually this penalty report will go to USA Triathlon for their record keeping. And the head referee is also responsible to post the penalty report at the venue. This is so the athletes can take a look at it and say, oh, I received a penalty on something. A head referee is charged with staying at the venue, or at least in normal days, for at least up to 60 minutes after the race, and after as awards are being given out, to answer post-race penalty questions or to accept a protest if a person has a protest about the legality of a person racing or equipment that was being used on the course. There's also a window of time during 10 days after the race where the results are not completely finalized yet, and post-race clarification of penalties can come in there. I have more than my fair share of people sending email messages and asking, I received a penalty for drafting. What did you see? Why did I get a drafting penalty? And so during that particular point in time, I will contact the athlete or respond to the athlete and say, here's what was observed on the bike course or the run course or transition or on the swim. And I will explain the rule that was violated. Now, if the athlete says, yes, that's my number, but the identifiers, the color of my kit or my bicycle, or my helmet color is not what you say it was, then we have to sit and consider this and say, the identifiers might have been wrong. The assistant official or the head referee might have written down something in error, and these can be possibly overturned. Things that cannot be overturned definitely are judgment calls. If an athlete says, yes, that's my number, yes, that was my bike, I didn't do that. That was not what really happened. Drafting calls, position violations, and such are classified as judgment calls, and those cannot be overturned by the referee in that particular manner. Hopefully, this was sufficiently clear for you, and if you have any questions, you can always contact me via Facebook at www.usat.com/USAT Rules Guide, or you can send me an email at michael.s.bowen@gmail.com. And have yourself a fantastic Sunday afternoon. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.